The Council of Galactic Unity had gathered in the glistening chambers of Varelia Prime. Representatives from over 300 civilizations hovered, pulsed, or sat in their respective energy pods, biothrones, and plasma nests. The air shimmered with controlled gravity fields, and the galaxy's most advanced species discussed peace treaties, trade laws, and containment protocols. But today, one topic silenced the room: humans. High Speaker Throlax of the Urani Confederacy leaned forward, his segmented antennae trembling. We intercepted their transmission. A single message. It changed everything. He activated the holocast. The screen lit up with a human face, calm, determined, eyes sharp like forged iron. This is Commander Elias Rain of Earth's Outer Recon. You invaded Vesta Colony. You took our civilians. That was your only warning. We're coming. The room darkened. What does it mean? Asked the crystalline envoy of the Halltrick Swarm. It means, rasped Admiral Voss of the Twee, they're not going to talk anymore. The Deathworlders are descending. Whispers swept through the chamber like an electrical storm. Far from the safety of Varelia, above the orbit of Arva 9, a once peaceful planet turned prison for captured humans, space rippled. Not warped, not twisted, ripped like paper under a blade. And from the gash emerged a fleet unlike any seen before. Not elegant. Not alien. Brutal. Practical. Terrifying. Human warships didn't glow, they burned. Each vessel bristled with kinetic weapons, railguns, magnetic disruptors, and atmospheric rippers designed not for diplomacy, but for vengeance. At the front, the UNS Judicator, flagship of Earth's Death World Command. On board, Commander Elias Rain stood at the viewport. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Riva Tanaka, glanced at the sensor feed. No military resistance in orbit. They didn't think we'd come. They always think that, Rain said quietly. Until they learn why you don't provoke Deathworlders. Centuries ago, the galaxy laughed at Earth. A barely spacefaring species from a hostile death world whose gravity crushed lesser beings, whose atmosphere corroded the lungs of half the council races. Who drank poisons, ate burned flesh, and ran marathons for fun. Primitive, they said. Then humans discovered warp tech. Then they terraformed Mars. Then Titan. Then jumped beyond council borders. Then they started sending warnings. But this time, there was no warning. Not after what happened on Vesta. The invaders, rogue elements from the Jaquari Combine, thought they'd score easy slaves from the fringe human colonies. They underestimated Earth's policy, leave none behind. The Combine had taken 76 humans. 2 days later, 74 Combine outposts had gone dark. Now, Earth wasn't asking questions. On Arva 9, Warden Tribune Felza watched the black ships descend and felt the heat drain from his thorax. They couldn't attack a council prison. That's a violation of. But the sky disagreed. The Judicator fired a single tungsten slug. It entered atmosphere at Mach 40, shattered the defense grid, and left a crater where the prison's central AI hub once stood. Then came the dropships. Not graceful gliders like other races used. No, these plummeted, shrouded in plasma shields, breaking the sound barrier 3 times before touching ground. The impact alone leveled a dozen structures. And from the wreckage rose the humans. Armored in matte black exosuits, faces hidden, weapons glowing cold blue. Each squad moved with frightening unity. No wasted motion. No hesitations. One prisoner guard fired in panic. A human soldier responded with a flash bang, a grappling lunge, and broke all 3 of the guard's limbs before he could scream. Inside the cells, human prisoners looked up. Then they smiled. Rescue had arrived. Back on the Judicator, Riva reported prisoners secure. No casualties. 14 enemy forces in medbay neutralized without fatalities. Elias nodded. Evac them. Torch the facility. Sir? Entire facility? They experimented on our civilians, he said coldly. We're not sending messages anymore. We're the message. Minutes later, orbital drones deployed. Not nukes, those were for blunt warnings. These were thermal lace bursts designed to reduce anything organic to ash and melt infrastructure without harming planetary ecosystems. Arva 9 became silent. By the time the council convened an emergency session, it was too late. The Judicator had left a data pulse behind, one message to every major power. We do not seek war. We seek our people. Cross that line again and you won't need to find us. We'll already be inside your sky. Council Speaker Jalzyra whispered they were supposed to be primitive. Ambassador Vorn of the Drow asked who allowed the Jaquari to act without oversight. No one answered, because they all knew the truth. It wasn't one message that doomed them. It was centuries of arrogance. And the humans were done talking.